have a new contender for the greatest video game movie of all time. Granted, the bar is set very low, but it could be the best. So let's talk about it. Rampage is the latest movie from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and it's based off a video game of the saga. To state the obvious, this is a ludicrous premise for a movie and a very fun premise for a movie. Before I go into my thoughts on it, tell me down below, what did you think about the movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was dumb fun, or was it just dumb? With that said, I'm gonna get started talking about the movie, and the best thing about this movie is it delivers on the promise of the trailer. That's to say that if you saw the trailer and you thought, that just looks stupid, the movie's not going to win you over and convince you it's a good movie. However, if you saw the trailer and went, I would love to see those monsters tear up Chicago, this movie will deliver on the promise of that premise. Along the way, you've got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's playing the same character he plays on in pretty much everything else, and if you enjoy his shtick, you will enjoy him in this movie. If you're burned out on The Rock or you never liked him, you're not gonna like him in this movie. I still enjoy The Rock, so I had a lot of fun with this movie. Also, you got Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the cast, and so he's always fun to see pop up in movies like this. From the trailer, I was a little bit nervous he was gonna be a little bit stock of a character from the way he's portrayed in the character, and they actually do some interesting stuff with this character that's very different from what I was expecting his character to be. From there, let's start talking about these special effects. I thought they looked really good. There wasn't anything in it that to me just kind of pulled me out of the movie. To use a comparison of The Rock when he's in downtown and there's like smoke behind him and stuff like that, gets a little bit like you can tell he's not actually in downtown Chicago, but that's very minor. I really thought the special effects held up. From there, let's start talking about the monster action. What I think this movie did really well is it found ways to give us monster action in the first half of the movie that's different from the big gigantic showdown in the latter half of the movie. So you get monsters tearing down buildings in the third act, and it goes on for a long time. You get the shots that you want. You get the monsters battling each other. You get The Rock battling the monsters. You get planes, helicopters, everything battling the monsters. But what it does in the first half of the movie is you get to see the monsters in other settings, behaving in different ways, getting in battles in different kind of contexts. And it's not a big showdown like you have in the second half of the movie, but it's fun to see different contexts for them, specifically because the monsters are growing throughout the movie. And so while you get 30-foot tall action in the end of the movie, you get to see them as gigantic wolf, gigantic gorilla, but not monstrous size. And that provides a variety in the types of scenarios that we see throughout the movie. Lastly, what this movie does really well is it very efficiently gets us to buy what happens throughout the rest of the movie, but it does a good job with also The Rock's relationship with the other characters. Now, these aren't big, deep relationships. They're good enough for the story that they're trying to tell in this movie. With that said, let's move on to the bad. And the key thing is that this movie isn't for everybody. It's a dumb monster movie starring The Rock. That's its ambitions. And so if that's not an ambition that you care about, there's just nothing beyond that to pull you in. This is an amazing storytelling. These aren't great characters. There's not witty dialogue in it. It's this very simple premise that certain people will like and certain people won't. This movie is what I call a Taco Bell movie. It's junk food, it's fast food, and different people like different types of junk food and fast food. My family loves Taco Bell, so I call them Taco Bell movies. But other people love Kentucky Fried Chicken, other people love McDonald's. We all have different fast food that we enjoy, and for some people, they love to see monsters in The Rock tear up downtown Chicago, and that's what this movie delivers. And a bunch of people, that's just not their junk food at all. Beyond that, to the kind of the specifics of this one, the big negative is kind of the main villains of it with the evil corporation and Malin Ackerman. They're very one-dimensional evil businessman, evil businesswoman type characters, and just they're exactly what you expect them to be from the first moment you meet them. It's exactly what you expect with the escalation and everything kind of throughout their entire relationship. But I mean, that's not too big of a negative on the movie in my mind, because this type of movie, you don't need these big complex villains, because the real conflict is the monsters tearing a city to pieces, not the evil businessman. That's just kind of the thing that establishes the premise for the movie. Overall, to me, this movie delivered on what it was supposed to deliver and gave us nothing more beyond that. It gave me enough setup and enjoyable situations in the first half for me to have a very good time with this movie. It's not great cinema, but it is enjoyable fast food entertainment. I'm going to give this one a B, and on our entertainment level, I give this one like a 7.5. It's very easy to watch, very fun to watch buildings destroyed. Not something I'm going to rush out to buy on Blu-ray to rewatch all the time or anything like that. Sort of movie that when it shows up on cable, I'll be like, oh yeah, I haven't watched this in a while, and I'll want to rewatch it once again. How about you? What did you think about it? Tell me down below in the comment section. Also, have you ever played the video games? This is one that I know I played Rampage way back in the day, but it's just kind of like one of those side memories. Like one of my friends had it and I played it at his house, so I just barely have recollections of the video game. It's not one that I have any long history with. How about you? Have you played the video game? And if you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos, but the key thing is I don't want to just talk about movies, I want to talk about movies with you. So join me down in the comment section. Let's have a lively discussion, and as always, thank you for watching.